I have a Glock.
This is what This is what This is what a post-election meltdown looks like.
I'm fucking feral today. Feral!
Ooh, like a cat.
What do you think comes through people's mind, like posting this? And
I think it's a little silly because they're making their entire demographic, their side look a little crazy to me. Whatever their side is, whether it's Republican or Democrat, it makes that side look bad.
That's the left?
That's the left, I'd assume. She's feral and barking at a camera. What does feral mean? She's just rabid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
An animal.
I don't know why people post this. It doesn't make them look good, but it gets views.
Sure.
It gets views.
That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah. It doesn't look good if a job ever researches you or your name.
I think you're done for.
A lot of these people that freaked out, and I saw people screaming. I think we'll see a couple screaming here. I don't think you'll ever get a job, especially if your boss is on the other side, or your job leans right or left, and they see something about politics that you'd be lucky if they don't bring up that video in your interview and just show you, and they wanted to see you in person, maybe get an autograph because you melted down in front of millions of people. But we're gonna see some people that may never get a job again today.
Hey Heather, how would you explain this? And
Yeah.
just show you the thing.
You're just barking at a camera in public with cops around you or something, sitting in a street, kneeling, crying. Yeah, it means you can't handle
stress.
Yeah, stress. You can't handle proper situations, how to handle your emotions. Like it's just a bunch of red flags. And I mean, I might have political views, maybe, but I wouldn't post me openly screaming in my car.
Wake the up! You are in a system that is designed to do exactly what it's doing.
I've been barking. No one's gonna take you serious. Your kids are gonna see that. Mom, why are you barking at a camera?
So you'd never be feral on camera?
No.
You listen to politicians that are paid by banks and corporations, and yet you say no to capitalism, no to the patriarchy.
No rabid, no feral. Just calm, monotone, reacting.
But your politicians are saying yes to money paid by them to say whatever the companies want, whatever the banks want the citizens to think, whatever immigration, abortion, gender equality, racial injustice. Those are all fucking distractions. Voters' rights aren't real. There's no vote in America, so if you're distracted by the votes, minus 10 points for you.
Let's take a look at this next voter.
I'm sorry. No. We are and nobody seems to care. Oh my, we need.
All those people who have very strong emotions and opinions about it, you think you're just like brainwashed by either social media or the media in general that led them to be this way?
Of course. You're the product of your environment. It's your family, it's your teachers, it's the people that you hang out with on a day-to-day basis, the liberals, the Republicans, the extremists, the far left, far right. It's your entire surroundings, and then you think like them, and then you hear some stuff that's biased on TikTok, you scroll past some truth, and you just you say yes to all the things that you like, and then no, swipe left to everything that you don't like. You're never going to learn, you're never going to progress, you'll never see both sides. You're on one side, stuck there, crying on a camera now.
So very influenced.
Super influenced, fall prey to marketing. They probably are in credit card debt. They don't have savings. That's why they're upset. Like they think the left is more about freedom, and the right think they're the correct ones, and they're more about freedom. So it's like they're the same class here.
What surprises me the most is a lot of people speaking about their rights being taken away. Limited rights, restrictions about the rights. I won't have the same rights, or I don't have, since that decision, I won't have the same rights that I used to.
That's what they say. That's what's told to them on while they're scrolling or on their news network.
Which surprises me the most was the previous election when Trump was elected. This wasn't even an issue. He was already president once. That wasn't even like a thing that went on, or people even had an opinion about losing their rights and all this new brainwashing that just happened. And I even saw the other day, I think the news the media networks and everything, I think surpassed previous elections' budget. So whatever marketing and whatever information,
Donors.
bias,
Lobbying.
was way more, billions of dollars more than previously.
Campaign budget.
So clearly the intensity.
Yeah, the extreme comparisons to Mussolini and Hitler and some of these dictators, I think really brainwashed some of the left. Like extreme. Like we're gonna die if Trump gets elected. We're gonna be bummed. We're not gonna have any. There's gonna be no women left. Our rights are gone. We're not gonna have any more kids, or we will have kids, or immigration, border things. It's all a distraction to, I believe, the economy, and the dollar, and the debasement of our own currency. Worry about these little things. Roman circus. Here you go. Here's a bunch of little distractions in order to make you not think about how bad your income is, or the raise that you didn't get, and inflation's killing your monetary value in your banks. Yeah, they're not talking about the big problems here.
As we can see.
And when you're sitting
Who's
next to
going
me
through them?
on the bus, getting deported because you chose to vote for the orange.
Faith in humanity, clap your hands.
Okay, well, these people have their faces and their reactions out there for everybody to see, so
That's
I can't
just-
imagine this will be a good first impression, or any impression,
Yeah,
going
like,
forward. Imagine you're just dating and then, like,
oof.
they just find you.
Oh my god, you're crying in your room with
Red flag.
Oh,
They just, ghosted.
gone.
Jobs, potential
Yeah, I think-
relationships.
I think a lot of relationships are determined based upon like your political views. Friends, I've seen friends walk away from other Republicans this term. I've seen Republicans want nothing to do with their family members that are Democrats and voting not the way they think should be voting.
Yeah.
Dating, especially, you can't. How are you going to be dating with a Democrat and a Republican? Just fighting. You're going to get a divorce. You're going to fight so much. If you're any one of these people, this girl, if she's crying and she's a Democrat, you're not going to get a hardcore Republican or anybody in the red to ever date her, and she's never going to want to date a Republican. It's not a good match. So yeah,
It only tells you
It's gonna
also how
destroy.
much,
separation, right?
yeah, within
Public.
one own
Oh.
country. Yeah, your own people, your own.
It's like we're completely different. We're just completely different races in America.
Yeah, it's kind of
Two parties. You're either this or this, and 90% of the things both of you guys believe. It's just like 5%, 10% you guys disagree on.
Yeah.
And we're divided. Yeah, separate and divide.
I mean, that's a really good way into getting into enemies' heads through conflicting ideas. Since the U.S. is so multicultural and so diverse, I think this is what like even the Chinese preach on. You ain't gonna beat a tough world leader country with weapons and all these kind of techie whatever power and strength. You get into their heads, and then
Emotional and psychological trauma on their
Yeah.
own citizens. Keep them confused.
Yeah.
Keep them dumb, uneducated.
what's that
and just
movie?
have them watch
Leave
shit.
the World Behind.
Mm.
It's almost exactly what happened. The people against its own people. And I think, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
A lot of people are just armed to the teeth here
Yeah.
to be prepared to do whatever it takes to other citizens.
It's another thing. Republicans are for guns. Democrats want to take them away. Why would they want to take them away?
Yeah.
Why don't they carry guns?
This shit hits the fan.
Kamala says she has a gun, though, right?
A Glock.
Yeah.
I have a Glock.
Growing up as a middle-class McDonald's worker, we had Glocks. Well, now she can go back home.
But she's from Oakland. You can only imagine. She probably worked at that Oakland McDonald's over there across the street that always gets ransomed at 12 a.m.
Wake the up!